Hey guys, welcome to Flying in Space with Planethead. It is a work day for me, so uh, unfortunately I don't get a whole lot of playtime for today, and not a whole lot of pre-thought before playing. So I think today I'm just gonna do a what am I doing today in wormhole space type of thing. Um, I've only got about a half hour to an hour of playtime that I can get in before I have to go to work. And this is kind of the way I set up the way I play. Doing I'm about I'm getting to the final quarter of my 100 days as an alpha, living out here in wormhole space. A few little updates. I have actually gotten my second character out into the same wormhole that I'm in, which has made me feel a little bit more secure now. Um, so if I do scan down any sites and get any relic or data paraphernalia, I can drop down my mobile depot and not worry about losing those items because I can always get back to that wormhole since I have the second character here. Um, the system that I'm in, I think, has a static wormhole to HiSec. I literally just booted up today, but the last 2 days I was here, there was one there. And what a static wormhole means is while the wormholes may come and go, there will always be a specific static wormhole to a certain direction. So there should always be a static wormhole going to HiSec from this system. Positives and negatives for that. Positives, obviously, is you can get back and forth to HiSec and get things that you need. Negatives is that you might have a lot more traffic coming through, a lot more people who might be coming in to try to shoot you. Might also be a lot more people that are targets for you if you are a PvPer. I'm not yet. Want to go down that road at some point. I've done it in the past very poorly, back when I used to play, so that is something that I'm going to really focus on when I go um, full time with Omega. Why not now? While you can learn the tactics of it, I think you're just fighting such an uphill battle by yourself as an Omega. I mean, as an Alpha PvPer. Could you do some of it successfully? Definitely. Um, there'd be a lot of camping involved and a lot of picking your targets. But I think opening up with Omega with PvP would be much more helpful. So that said, got my setup here and ready to roll. Some mistakes that I made, I did. Oh, that high sec wormhole that I got out of here, I actually was able to get to high sec, drop it off into a station, and then contract it out to my third character, that transport character that I made the other day. I came across the systems, picked up those items, and took them to Amar. It was the system that I was in was literally um, only 5 jumps from Amar, so that was pretty cool. That is another thing you want to be careful with is the closer that your wormholes are to um, the trade hubs, the more traffic you're going to get as well. So obviously I've got my directional scan up here in the lower left hand corner. So what I thought I might do here is maybe do a little bit of scanning, but also I want to start checking out these systems. I did a little bit of it a couple videos ago. At some point, I'm going to want to maybe try to live out here, um, or at least set up a station, not just a mobile depot. And I was thinking about this in my brain. And how do you get a station set up, but stay off of people's initial sites, um, so that maybe you might be able to get it to uh, anchor and not have to deal with a whole lot. Now you can always be shot, but the out of sight, out of mind. That's what I'm looking at. So, and I may be a little bit off here, But the big thing that I look for is whether or not somebody can see me in their overview, and then also if anybody can see a station or myself in my directional scanning, because those are the two things that people are going to see in a wormhole right off the bat. Um, so what I was thinking, and you can, if I now again, it's been years since I actually dropped my Astra House. I only did one. I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. Um, and I'm not saying I'm going to do this right away. It'll be whenever I go Omega and after a little while. But I want to just, I want to take some time because it is a time investment. Um, so things I want to look for: what are in the system? What can I use? Uh, if I were to drop a Astra House, I would or station, I would want it to not have a whole lot of traffic going through all the time. So maybe not have a high sec static. The second one would be my planetary interaction. Can I build stuff there, or at least get the items there um, to a level 3 where I might be able to make some money? And then this is going to be a weird one, but I was really thinking about this, and I might be off on this, but think of where in the system uh, this Astra House is placed. And that's what I was originally getting at with what I was talking about there. And I thought about this because of the way I used to, and this is where, is that? That was weird. Um, okay. I was saying, remember, I might have done a video on this a while back, or one or two of them, when I was ratting out in Stain. This is kind of cool because I'm taking information that I learned as an alpha over to another part of it. Um, when I would rat in asteroid belts out in Stain, I would try to make sure that I was far enough away from the stargates so that somebody would not initially see me when they jumped through them. So that would give me a little bit more time. I'm going to do something similar to that, but you can't control where wormholes will pop up, but you can control how far you are away from celestials. So, and then the directional scanning and the views for each one. So, take two things into account. Your directional scanner, you've got your overview, and that's a certain distance. We're definitely not going to try to put anything within an overview area. But your directional scanner is 14.3 AU away. So let's go ahead and pull up our system here. So these are all of the anomalies that are around here. These are all of the planets. So you've almost always got a bunch of small planets near the front system. There are some systems I've seen with 2 or 3 planets, or 1. And then the distance that they're far enough away. So if you take into account, and I read this or I overheard it on a video the other day. Yes, I watch other people's videos. They're actually a lot better than mine. That wormholes and basically cosmic signatures can pop up within 4 AU of a celestial. So, what does that mean? See this signature right here? It has to be within 4 AU of this celestial, this planet that's right here, or another planet, or another thing that is out there. So, my thinking on this, and if you zoom in closer, you see all of these different moons that are on this sucker. I love this. Gonna keep this going. Let's go ahead and expand this so we can see it. I still want to keep my directional scanner seeable, but just so you can see a little bit better. So here's planet number 1. Okay. Now I'm here, and this is 4 AU away from me. That is not very far. And then this signature over here. I don't think that'll actually tell me how many AU And unscanned down signature is what? Oh, it's 9AU. Okay, but that's unscanned down, so that's a variable. But this signature has to be within 4AU of these celestials that are right here. Those are the closest ones to it. So, as an example, you can't have a signature that is all the way out here. Wait, I'm sorry. Here's your final planet that's out here. You can't have a signature that pops up right out here. Does that make sense? Because it's not within 4AU of a celestial. So really good example. So we're zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. Anywhere in this bubble here, a celestial can pop up, or a wormhole, or a site. And then anything within 4AU of this right here. See that one site right there? It's 24. I bet you this is at 20. Ah, wait. Am I wrong? I'm wrong there. So there's that. 17. See, that doesn't make sense to me. It's reading 4AU. Oh, that could be right. Okay. Let's find out. So, this is an unscanned down celestial. And this is the planet that's closest to it. So I'm betting that this, let's go scan this down. I'm betting that this is actually a lot closer here. It's unscanned down. So let's do that. If that's true, if the 4AU thing that I heard is correct, then that should be closer. So let's go ahead and pull up our core probes. So why is this important? Because using things that I've learned earlier as an alpha character, maybe I can be a little bit sneakier on where I put my station. And to keep myself in a less viewable space. If you're not seen, no one will know you're there. You can get in and out. Now, I'm not saying you won't be seen by everybody, but okay. But at least less chance possible. Okay, so we got that. And now I've been talking and my brain isn't functioning. There we go. I'm going to pop that out to 4AU. I just want to check this one celestial that's out here. Maybe it'll be a relic site. I'll make some money. Or this anomaly. There we go. Now, if it isn't within 4AU of a celestial, then I have to recalculate well what I'm planning. Because there's a final trick to this that I want to do. Is it? And learning this really opens yourself up to more of an, I always talk about it, an active gameplay. A more of a feel like you're actually playing versus pointing and clicking. Okay. I remember when I first started doing videos, when I came back, I wanted to do a whole series on flying around in first person because the whole first person view camera, which is completely useless, but it looks kind of cool. I just wish it wouldn't take that much for them to actually put a cockpit in. I mean, you're in your pod, so, and then you could buy some skins for different cockpits. There'd be no use for it whatsoever, but I think it would be cool. Okay. So we scanned it down. That's not a whole lot closer. Now let's find out. So This is 22.89, and so that's about 5 AU away from the closest celestial. Where is this one here? So that's at 17.64. So maybe I'll have to do a little bit of research. I mean, I know that it's around, maybe it was 5. Um, so here's my thought. If this is true, I'll have to figure out the exact numbers. Um, but number one, you want to see which type of planets are here. So let's just take a look at that. We get some barons, a storm, which is not too bad, a gas, more gas, and an ice. So I'm not seeing any lava, and I'm not seeing a plasma planet. Now, plasma planets are a little bit hard to find, but lava is very helpful. So this would not be a good. I would give this maybe a C minus as a system that I might want to go to or set up in. I'm not saying it would be not worthy, but it's got that high sec static, which gives me more traffic. It gives me the doesn't give me a whole lot of space here to maybe drop an Ostra house or a station. I might be able to drop one that's a little bit out of the view of the other people. And how would I do that? What I would do is, let's say this planet, this last planet, is all the way out here. It's 26 AU away. Oh, maybe that's it. That one is 22. Maybe it goes by the orbiting. Don't know. Something to learn. Um, but this is a fairly small system, so it's very easy for people to see it. And then the planetary interaction, I'm not going to be able to produce as many things as I might want to produce. So I would give this system about a C minus. It does have a good number of planets. That's a good thing. If I wanted to keep my planetary interaction simple, I could do that. Um, and it does. If I wanted to go with the high six status, um, if I had the money to invest, it might be a helpful thing if I had a corporation that had a lot of people in it, or a good number of people where we could defend it. That might be worthwhile. So you got to think about what you want and what your abilities are and what you're willing to risk. So many side things go into this, like knowing your directional scanning, knowing having flown in the asteroid belts, also uh, that old saying, never fly anything you can't afford to lose. Well, never drop anything and anchor it that you can't afford to have blown up. So, so let's just scan down a couple more sites here and see what we got. Maybe we'll get a little bit lucky, and then I'll end up heading out for the day so I can get ready for work. DQA today. Any of these? I did these the other day. All these are new. Let's just go ahead and start from scratch. So I warped in yesterday, and there were people in the station system, so I didn't really want to mess around. Today I haven't seen anybody, so that's a good thing. And I'll just jump around from wormhole to wormhole now that I've got some free time. The only negative with having the second character in system is I now have to move him with me because wormholes close. Um, okay, so DQA, there you are. Again, just an alpha character. One thing that I'm looking forward to with Omega is I have learned how to stay alive as an alpha by using my directional scanning. Once I get the Omega, I can get a cloak and I can do my scanning without worrying about things. I would still directional scan just to keep an eye on things. There's my scanning probes. See what's going on, but I wouldn't have to do it as often. If I get one site, I should have done that. Then if I get a relic or a data site that I can do, oh, I got a gas site there. DOA. That's something I have not messed around with. That would be something to look at for systems. Are there gas sites there? If there's one or two gas sites, maybe that would be something to mess around with. I'm not looking for anything that produces a bunch of stuff like I've done before. I'm not about power gaming this. I like trying different things. Obviously, I haven't done any tier 2 ships. At some point, I would like to get into them, or faction ships. Just having a lot of fun. Ooh, we got a relic site possibility. Okay. Come on. That's a forgotten. Shoot. That is I think it's called a sleeper site. It has guys protecting it, which is no good to me. Let's go see if we get another one here. So once I scan all these down, I'll go ahead and update my notepad so that tomorrow when I boot in, I can look to see what has already been scanned down and save myself some time. Another wormhole? One thing I thought would be fun once I go Omega is do a couple of, I'll be done with my 100-day plan, set up some specific videos, one a week or one every 2 week, where I analyze a system, go into it. Maybe if I'm living in the wormholes and I have a high sec pocket, maybe everywhere it drops me. It'd be called Cruising with Planethead. Which cruise ship do you want to take and Eve? We got one more site after this one, and then we can move on. I will, before I head out, I will, unless this last one is a relic site or a data site, I will at least fly to these wormholes and let you know what is here. So if anybody needs to use these wormholes for the next day or so, they can. Sorry, long day of work. I'm trying to grow the beard back. I think I read somewhere that these forgotten relic sites and things, it's not worth the time to kill the sleepers that are there, or the ships that are there that are defending it. It's easier to just go find other ones. I'm not 100% sure about that. And the nice part would be maybe there's the risk reward. While you're fighting them, maybe somebody else can warp in and kill you. Okay, so this is another wormhole. I'm not 100% sure why a lot of people don't do them. Obviously, I can't because I'm in a little tier 1 magnate. Um, but it's interesting to me. Okay, let's go check these wormholes out, see what they are. While I'm doing that, I will put in OVR, VTQ, and you see these are the anomaly names. Those are my 3 wormholes. Then I've got the relic site that is DQA, and the gas site which is XIO. Okay, number 1, show info. So this goes to dangerous unknown spots. Dangerous unknown. We're not going to bother flying into there just yet. Warp within 100. This will tell me if there is a high sec static to the system. If it shows up 3 different days in 3 different spots, a high sec, it's definitely a static in my mind. There are third-party websites out there that you can use for your scanning as well. I've never used them, but I would suggest them if you're going to live out here. This is just me messing about. Okay, number 2, dangerous unknown DU. So there. Okay, then let's go to number 3. Warp within 100. Got all of those. And then DQA was the relic, forgotten relic. And then QA was the gas. IXIO. Yep. Show info. High security space. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! So, let's take a chance. Let's have a little bit of fun. We're going to go see what it is. Now, if I was smart, I would warp out and then warp back directly to this site. I have not seen anybody in my directional scanning this entire time, so I'm just going to micro warp drive to this wormhole. I just want to see where this goes to. And if anybody needs this wormhole, oh, let's see what it is here. Show info. It is a larger, so you get some larger ships in here. If you need to haul some stuff out of some wormhole space or haul it in, boom, you can use this one today. Oh, and you can tell I just woke up. And it is pretty brand new. It's beginning to decay. We made it in. Whew. Gotta take some chances every once in a while. Oh, it's 8 people in this system. So every time you warp through an area, you always want to save the spot. I'm only going to save this for a couple hours. And then I'm in a high sec, so I don't need to worry about as much. Now I got a probe here, so he might be scanning down the area. I don't see any scanning probes, though. A lot of mobile deep. Oh, is this Lootmore? Lootmore and Metropolis. So if it's in Metropolis, that means it's near, it's in Minmatar space, so it would be near one of the 2 smaller hubs, Renz or Heck. So how far away are you from Renz? It's only 4 jumps from Renz. So if I had loot on me, this would be a great time to jump out, drop that stuff off, and get back into my wormhole. I could literally just drop it here and contract it out. I don't have any loot because I dropped it 2 days ago and I haven't been able to play. So let's get back in our hole. But if anybody needs that wormhole, feel free to use it. It is there for you. I am going to log back in and go to my safe spot and I'm going to the unknown. And then log off so I can get cleaned up and ready for work. Cool. Big shout out to a fellow who messaged me earlier today. Location safe warp 1. I should have said this at the beginning. Oh, I'll talk about. There's something for me to talk about in the next video. Corporation sites. This is a corp site. It's available to both myself and my backup character who's in the system. So if I die here, I still have access to the site. So I could use this to drop my mobile depots. Now you want to drop more than one of these. You want to move around a bit, but reload. But that's about it. Um, so you guys, I'll go ahead and set myself up to log off here. Good, good, good. If you guys have any ideas, any thoughts, any questions, feel free to just pop me a message. Big shout out. I was starting there earlier to Aurelia Zella. Uh, I just messaged you earlier. I meant to get in touch with you yesterday. I just got so busy getting ready for work. If you need anything, just pop me a message. I'll be in and about, and I'm usually a lot busier on Eve, Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. Those are my days off, or kind of off. I work a lot of overtime, but alrighty. And you can pop me a message at Jeremiah Johnson 72. I do use these characters, and I do check to see if I get mail. BJ and the Bear is my transport character, and this is when I was saying my first original character when I came back. And he is now out in the system with me, Mr. Bruiser McBruise, because at the time I couldn't think of a cool name. So I just wanted to play. Alrighty, you guys fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however you want, and have a good day. Bye bye.